Hey, cousins. What's up? Let's have this conversation because I just noticed something. First of all, shout out to the cousin. I was reading y'all comments on the Raw review, and shout out to the cousin that said I'm gonna fuck up a review of AEW, so please don't do it. I'm really waiting on to somebody to explain to me how I would fuck up a AEW review. I'm gonna watch the show, and I'm gonna tell you what happened. Now, it's probably going to be a little difficult because I don't keep up with AEW like that. I'm in and out a lot, and I usually pass out the moment I turn the product on. But I don't think I would fuck it up. That did make me chuckle a little bit. I ain't even going to hold you. But why am I talking about AEW? Because let's be real. Tony Khan and Paul Levesque ain't too different from each other. Only difference is Paul Levesque got actual wrestling career, and Tony Khan just got a lot of money and decided what he wanted to do. He is quote unquote a mega mark, a smart, right? And so is Paul Levesque. And Paul Levesque, triple thumbs, is perpetually on the fucking internet, and that's why we getting the bullshit that we getting, and that's why we clap and scream when Roman Reigns shows up every third week on Sunday and don't be on his show. And the show be fucked up because we fucking starving for some type of excitement. And guess what? These two men booked the fucking same. You know how I figured that out? So I'm looking at Revolution, which was the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view is always explosive. And the pay-per-views for Triple H is always explosive. But the TV shows suck. The formula that these two guys are using is let's just do bullshit until we get closer to the main shows, and then that's when we kick it in the overdrive and take these people on a ride. Have you ever been on a roller coaster that's just going up? It's going up, it's up, and you laying back, and it's just like tick, 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 and you having a conversation with the person next to you, and y'all talking about how this is gonna be so good. When we finally get to the drop, this is gonna be so good. Oh my God, this is gonna be so good. The drop is supposed to come within like 5-10 seconds. Pro wrestling, the drop don't come until fucking April. When it comes to WWE, the drop don't come until we get close to a pay-per-view. So you riding on this fucking roller coaster and you just waiting for the drop. And when it comes, don't get me wrong, the drop is exhilarating. The drop is a good time. The dips, the turns, the loops, you just like, oh yeah, oh my goodness, yes, yes, yes. And then you get to the end and it's 5 minutes of ecstasy. And guess what? You got to get off the ride. Getting off the ride is the equivalent of watching the shows. And then you like, oh, it's a new dip. I got to get back on this ride. So you get back on the ride because a new pay-per-view is coming up, and you lean back in the damn chair on the roller coaster, and you just tick, 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 and you going up, and the shit's kind of boring. You looking at the time, you looking around, you got your phone out, you filming the clouds, and then you finally get to the pay-per-view or to the drop, and then we do it again. You get to the loops, you get to the twisted turns, and you get to all of that in a short block. It's over with, and then you got to go back to what? And this is the way they book. And it's getting old. It is. It's getting old. And it sucks. It sucks. I'm learning as I go about wrestling more as an adult than as a child. Which, by the way, kids who watch wrestling, they watch it the way it's supposed to be watched. I'm looking at it for what it is. That's it. Us old heads, we're getting more deep into the woods. We're trying to understand the story. Which makes for great content, which makes for great conversation. It's no different than watching football. You want to know why this guy did that touchdown when he should have ran the ball or some shit like that, right? So here's my thought process. I don't see a difference between Triple H and Paul Levesque, between Paul Levesque and Tony Khan. I don't. Paul Levesque has access to a lot of more money, but he has a lot more adults around him. Tony Khan has access to a whole bunch of money, and he doesn't have a lot of adults around him. The reason why Paul Levesque can't cut loose like he want to, like he was in NXT, when nobody was fucking caring about what he was doing, is because Nick Khan is right there like, I don't want to do that. It's not really Ari Emanuel or whoever that guy is who runs TKO. It's not really him. The Rock is probably coming in there like, do what the fuck you want. I'm trying to make movies and ruin Hollywood. It's Nick Khan that got Paul Leatherskate on a leash. Okay? Nick Khan is really in the background like, we gonna have to do something about these shows. Like, the check is cashed, but we still got people that's watching and we still got stakeholders and shit. And you gonna have to like pick it up the pace or something. Meanwhile, Tony Khan don't got none of that. He over there, this is his own private playground. He doing whatever the fuck he want to do. You all complain about it all the fucking time. Y'all say that them shows is fucking terrible. Don't watch them. They suck. And to be honest, some of the workers is like, it do suck. Don't come watching it. They said the hoes is lazy over there. The ladies don't wrestle good. Everybody's like trying to kill themselves to get some type of pop. Okay? It's Dave Meltzer land. Everybody's like, oh, this guy is just fucking up the AEW and that's what Tony Khan is focused on. Whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop. But I'm not really seeing a difference in terms of viewership. And when I say that, I'm not talking about numbers. I know the 18 to 49 demographic is a hot spot. I get it. But we're not about to break down numbers, okay? Because WWE Raw on Netflix done dipped. And AEW is in like the 600, 700,000 viewership. That's the base, okay? The issue is the content and the creativity is in the fucking toilet. And this is where we come and talk about diversity and why you should diversify your writer's room. Somebody was arguing with me on either Blue Sky or Threads. And it was like, how you know there's no people of color or black people in the writer's room? Have you seen the fucking storylines? That's how I know. Don't nobody think like these dudes. All these white guys do is think about pussy and fucking flipping off ropes and like mind-numbing weird ass storylines that don't make no sense. This right now is the most emotion the ladies have ever exuded in WWE in years. Okay? The men in WWE are emotional as fuck. And that is a complete opposite of Vince McMahon. Because they were just mindless meat bags, right? So I just want to do a real disclaimer for my white males who listen to the show. Y'all know I love it when y'all in the comments. Please don't be afraid to drop a comment, okay? Somebody was like, I didn't want to say anything because I'm an old white guy about Bianca. I want to know what y'all say. I'm pretty diplomatic over here. Now, only time I'm tripping is if you over here just arguing over all bullshit and won't explain yourself. I want you to explain your reasoning. That helps me understand, and then I can respond to you. So I just wanted to get that out there. This is a very inclusive and welcoming community that I've built and you all have helped cultivate. So when I'm talking about white guys, I'm not like just, white girl. I'm not doing that. I'm talking about the ones in the suits and ties that was sitting on the sidelines at Raw looking crazy. Okay, the ones who don't know what the fuck people like because all they do is like sexually deviant behavior on yachts. Okay? Yes, there needs to be a woman's writer. There needs to be people of color in there, Latinos, blacks. Fucking get you some gays in there and let them write. Because Pretty Deadly, they're operating as a very sassy or Prince-like like group, and they could be doing a lot better with the material that they're given, okay? I'm just saying. Hopping off of WWE for a minute, you go to AEW, this motherfucker is like he picking up wrestlers and dropping them like a bad habit. Everything is like going haywire. People are looking for where these people are going, why everybody's gone. You got like a select group of people that just continue to do the same wrestling. I need to understand why Jon Moxley was given the reins to do the shit he was doing for months and months and months with this Death Rider shit, and it completely took out all momentum for the show if there was any. Jon Moxley is insufferable. He's right up there with Pat McAfee, okay? So, I said all this to say, I don't see the difference between Triple H and Tony Khan. If you see a difference in their booking, please let me know. Tony Khan does long-term booking too. He also picks up in things where he left off, confuses shit, just leaves stuff, don't go back. What's the difference in Paul Levinsky? He supposedly got long-term booking, just abruptly leaves storylines, comes back to it months later, expects you to understand what the fuck is going on. You got to rewind. One thing WWE does that AEW don't is they give you vignettes and explains to you what is happening every day. Every storyline, like Dragon Ball Z. If you watch an episode of Dragon Ball Z, they say previously, and then they bring you up to what's going on. And that's how old sitcoms used to be. They'd be like previously on Silver Spoons, give you a real quick clip, and then bring you to where it's at. That way, if you turn it to AEW, you won't be lost. WWE does a very good job of getting a person caught up to where they don't have to watch 32 episodes to figure the shit out. So I don't really see a difference in either one of them. But I'm going to leave it there and you tell me. Do you see a difference or am I wrong? If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. Please. I love it.